$750 a month. That's what some retirees are living on. And not in a basement, not in a van. Real homes, real quiet, real towns you've never heard of. Because nobody profits from telling you.
You've been sold the retirement fantasy, savings accounts, golf carts, and overpriced active living communities. But what if that whole thing is the scam? What if the actual loopholes are small towns no one talks about, where rent can hit $400, healthcare is practically subsidized, and the government forgot to inflate everything into oblivion? Today, we're exposing US towns where Social Security still means security. One sits inside a meteor crater, one feels like Zillow forgot it exists, and one will make you question everything you thought you knew about retirement. Think you know the best cities? Let's find out. Choosing wrong could cost you thousands, or your sanity. And trust me, you're not ready for number 1. Number 6, Berlin. If you've ever wondered what actually keeps rent low in New England, it's not policy, it's winter. Berlin, pronounced Berlin, sits deep in northern New Hampshire near the Maine border, surrounded by the White Mountains. Population just under 9,500. And somehow, in a region known for expensive coastal towns and ski resort pricing, you can still find rents between $600 and $750 for basic apartments. Rooms regularly list under $120,000, sometimes under $90,000 if you're willing to embrace retro wallpaper. Housing inventory stayed high after the paper mill industry declined. Population dropped, supply didn't. That imbalance? That's your opportunity. Now let's talk government. New Hampshire has no state income tax and does not tax Social Security income. That's immediate protection for retirees. Property taxes are higher than national averages, true, but low property values keep actual annual bills manageable. There are also property tax relief programs for seniors based on income. So while other New England states quietly nibble at retirement income, New Hampshire steps back. Crime rates in Berlin are generally below national averages, especially violent crime. It's a quiet town. Healthcare access comes through Androscoggin Valley Hospital, small but functional, and larger facilities are within driving distance. Here's the find. Berlin used to be a paper mill powerhouse. When the mills shut down, population fell sharply. Tourism never fully replaced industry. That lack of economic reinvention kept housing prices suppressed. And then there's the climate. Long winters, heavy snowfall, remote geography. Those three factors quietly suppress demand better than any housing regulation ever passed. Your driveway onto trail systems that stretch for miles. Snowmobiles in winter, ATVs in summer. Retirement with a helmet is very real here. You can own a house in the mountains of New Hampshire for less than some people pay for a studio apartment near a highway exit in Massachusetts. Winter in Berlin is not cozy Instagram snowfall. It's why is the snowbank taller than my mailbox? Shoveling becomes cardio. Heating oil is a personality trait. And sunlight? It negotiates its appearances. But here's the twist. Winter is the filter. It keeps investors away. It keeps remote workers chasing sunshine elsewhere. It keeps prices grounded, except for wind through trees. No traffic roar, no sirens, just mountain stillness. Your rent is covered. Your Social Security check arrives untouched by state income tax. Your biggest monthly variable is heating, not housing. That's the take. Berlin trades climate comfort for financial stability. It trades convenience for quiet. It's a place where nature dominates and budgets behave. Remember when we said cold weather can be a stronger rent control mechanism than any politician? This is Exhibit A. Number 5, Trinidad. If Colorado had a back door, this would be it. Trinidad sits just north of the New Mexico border. Population around 8,000. Art galleries sprinkled between old storefronts, and somehow, median rents still hover around $700 to $800 for modest apartments and small homes. In Colorado, is listed under $200,000. Some fixer-uppers dip far lower. Compare that to Denver or Boulder, where that price barely gets you a parking space with ambition. Cost of living runs slightly below the Colorado average, though groceries and utilities align closer to national norms. Housing is the main variable, and it's where Trinidad wins. Now, let's talk government, because being in Colorado isn't automatically cheap. Colorado allows retirees to deduct a significant portion of Social Security and other retirement income once they hit certain age thresholds. That softens the tax impact. Property taxes have historically been low relative to property values, though reforms have adjusted assessments in recent years. Seniors can apply for the Senior Property Tax Exemption, reducing taxable value on primary residences. So yes, you're You're in a state known for rising prices, but you're not absorbing the full shockwave. Crime runs near national averages, mostly property-related. Violent crime is moderate but not extreme for a town this size. Healthcare access is anchored by Mount San Rafael Hospital, with larger facilities in Pueblo about an hour away. Now let's find the deeper story. Trinidad used to thrive on coal mining and railroads. When those industries faded, the town shrank, and real estate values froze in time. Unlike ski towns that reinvented themselves into luxury playgrounds, Trinidad reinvented quietly. Artists moved in, remote workers discovered it, but speculation never exploded. Why? Geography helps. It's slightly isolated. 2 hours from Denver, an hour from Pueblo. That distance filters demand. You get mountain views without the mountain town frenzy. Niche destination for gender confirmation surgeries. It earned a reputation few expected, and that medical tourism injected money without triggering real estate mania. Strange? Yes. Economically fascinating? Also yes. You can retire in Colorado, look at mountains daily, and still spend less on rent than someone in a flat suburban subdivision arguing with their HOA about mailbox height. Altitude sunburn is disrespectful. It'll be 62 degrees, breezy, perfectly pleasant, and somehow you're red like you vacationed on Mars. Snow shows up unpredictably. Wind rolls through the valley like it owns the place. But unlike Berlin's snowbanks or Pecos's dust storms, this climate feels dramatic, not oppressive. Now imagine this. Morning light hitting red brick buildings, coffee shop door creaking open, crisp mountain air, no traffic roar, no tech bro housing war. You pay under $800 in rent. Your social security check stretches. Property taxes don't ambush you. You're in Colorado, but you're not fighting Colorado. That's the take. Trinidad is a border town pricing glitch, a place where geography is premium but demand is selective, where history capped growth, where mountains exist without millionaires overrunning the hustle to afford the view. In Trinidad, the view just shows up. Poll time. Would you trade big city energy for mountain calm if it meant financial breathing room? Yes or no? Number 4. Ironwood. If you've ever wanted to retire inside a snow globe, Ironwood is that snow globe. Upper Peninsula of Michigan, western edge. Population just under 5,000. Surrounded by forest, waterfalls, and Lake Superior, but without the tourist swarm you'd expect. And here's the shocker. Median rents hover between $600 and $750. Small homes regularly list under $120,000, some far less. Overall cost of living runs roughly 15 to 20% below the national average. Now the government layer. Michigan does not tax Social Security income. That's immediate breathing room. Seniors may qualify for the Michigan Homestead Property Tax Credit, helping offset property taxes. And while property taxes aren't the lowest nationally, lower home values make the actual dollar amount manageable. Translation? Your retirement check isn't getting sliced up before you even buy groceries. Crime rates are generally well below national averages, especially violent crime. It's quiet. Healthcare access is supported by Aspirus Ironwood Hospital, small but reliable, plus regional access across the Wisconsin border. Now let's find the mechanism. Ironwood used to be a mining town. When mining declined, population shrank, but the housing stock remained. Add in long winters and geographic isolation, and demand stays filtered. Nature surrounds it, but it's not a resort. That's the loophole. Weird thing? Ironwood sits right on the Michigan-Wisconsin border, and locals casually cross state lines for groceries like it's nothing. You can literally live in one state and buy cheaper gas in another 5 minutes later. A local once wrote, "If you can handle snow and silence, Ironwood will treat you right." That's not a slogan, that's a warning. You get Lake Superior views without Lake Superior pricing, because tourists stop before they get this far west. Winter here is not decorative. Snowfall totals can exceed 150 inches a year. That's not cute flurries. That's why is my mailbox missing? And the cold? Real cold. The kind that makes you reconsider life choices at 7 a.m. But then, imagine stepping outside on a clear winter night, sky full of stars, absolute silence except wind through pines. In summer, waterfalls flowing, hiking trails empty, Lake Superior stretching endlessly blue. No traffic, no HOA complaints, no financial panic. Your rent is covered. Your social security check lands untouched by state income tax. Your biggest variable is heating, not housing. That's the take. Ironwood is nature without speculation, wilderness without wealth signaling. It's beautiful in a way that doesn't inflate your mortgage. It's not trendy, it's not fast, it's not warm, it's stable. Number 3. Caliente. If you think Nevada is just Vegas lights and casino chaos, Caliente is the plot twist. Population, roughly 1,000. Yes, 1,000. Tucked in southeastern Nevada, about 2 hours north of Las Vegas, but economically it might as well be on another planet. Median rents here typically range between $600 and $750 for modest homes or apartments. Small houses can list under $150,000, sometimes lower if you're patient. Cost of living runs close to the national average overall, but housing is the pressure valve. Now here's the government angle, and it's powerful. Nevada has no state income tax. None. Social Security? Untouched at the state level. Pension income? Also untouched. Property taxes are relatively low compared to national averages. Seniors may qualify for tax assistance programs based on income. That means your retirement check lands clean. Now let's find the real mechanism. Caliente used to be a railroad town. That big red brick depot downtown? It's a relic of when trains mattered. When rail traffic declined, so did population growth. Tourism never fully replaced industry. And here's the key: isolation suppresses demand. It's remote. No interstate roaring through town. No tech migration wave. No ski resort branding. Weird thing? Caliente sits near massive public lands and off-road trail systems. It's a hidden hub for mountain bikers and ATV riders, but still flies under the radar. You can step outside and be in open desert canyon terrain in minutes. You can retire in Nevada without hearing a single slot machine. That feels illegal. Crime rates here are low, small town low. Violent crime is rare. Property crime exists, but at minimal scale due to population size. Healthcare access is limited locally, but regional facilities in larger Nevada cities are within driving range. Desert heat. It's dry, yes, but 105 degrees is still 105 degrees. Shade becomes a strategic asset, and grocery options? Limited. You will plan your shopping trips like a military operation. But then imagine this: early morning desert air, cool, quiet, almost still, sun rising over canyon ridges, no traffic, no skyline, no financial noise. Your rent is covered, no state tax shaving your social security, just space. That's the take. Caliente is Nevada without the spectacle. No income tax, low demand, remote geography acting like a natural price control. It's not for everyone. It's quiet, it's isolated, it requires independence. But if Berlin proved winter controls rent, Caliente proves distance does. And if you think 1,000-person desert town is extreme, wait until you see what's sitting at number 2. We're about to get even more unconventional. Number 2, Middlesboro. If I told you there's a town literally built inside a meteor crater and you can live there for under $750 a month, you'd assume I'm setting up a joke. I'm not. Middlesboro sits inside the Cumberland Gap crater, one of the only US cities built entirely inside a meteor impact site. Population around 9,000. Mountains forming a natural wall around it like geography decided to build a privacy fence. And that geography, it controls demand. Median rents here typically fall between $550 and $700. Homes regularly list under $130,000, some under $100,000. Overall cost of living runs roughly 20 to 25% below the national average. Now let's talk government, because Kentucky quietly helps retirees. Kentucky does not tax Social Security income. It also exempts certain retirement income amounts from state taxation. Property taxes are relatively low compared to national averages, and seniors can qualify for homestead exemptions that freeze portions of property assessments. Translation: your check lands intact. Crime rates hover near national averages, with property crime more common than violent crime. Healthcare access is supported by Middlesboro ARH Hospital, plus regional options across the Tennessee and Virginia borders, because yes, you're minutes from 2 other states. Now let's find the deeper mechanism. Middlesboro's economy historically revolved around coal and regional industry. When those sectors declined, growth slowed, but housing stock remained. Add in geographic enclosure, mountains limiting expansion and speculation, and you get a naturally contained housing market. It's hard to overdevelop when you're inside a crater. Weird thing? You can stand downtown and literally see mountains forming a near-perfect ring around the city. It feels cinematic, slightly surreal, like you're living inside a protected bubble. A local once wrote, "Middlesboro is quiet. If you're bored here, it's because you brought the boredom with you." That's either motivational or deeply honest. You're living in a meteor crater and somehow paying less rent than someone in a beige apartment outside Atlanta arguing about parking spaces. Appalachian humidity is sneaky, summers get sticky, winters can be gray, and mountain fog rolls in like it's auditioning for a horror film. But here's the thing, it's peaceful fog, not traffic fog. Morning mist hanging low in the basin, coffee on the porch, mountains surrounding you like natural security, no skyline, no financial noise, just manageable bills and a social security deposit that still feels like money. Callback time. Remember when we said geography can suppress demand better than policy? Berlin had snow. Caliente had distance. Middlesbrough has a National Historical Park sits right next door. You're basically living in a geological documentary. Is affordability by containment, a town shaped by impact, literally, where demand never overheated. It's quiet, it's enclosed, it's strategic. And if you think retiring inside a meteor crater is unconventional, wait until you see what holds the #1 spot. Because #1 isn't just unusual, it's a commitment. Number 1, Ely. If disappearing into the wilderness sounds expensive, Ely is about to ruin that theory. Population, roughly 3,400. Location, northern Minnesota. Edge of the Boundary Waters Canoe Area Wilderness. Over 1 million acres of protected land. This isn't suburbia. This is intentional isolation. Median rents typically fall between $650 and $750. Small homes regularly list under $180,000, and older properties dip lower. Cost of living sits near the national average overall, but housing remains the pressure release. Now, let's talk government. Minnesota does not tax Social Security income. Property taxes exist, yes, but seniors qualify for homestead exclusions and property tax refund programs depending on income. Utilities can run higher in winter, but state energy assistance programs offset heating costs for qualifying households. Translation, your check survives. Crime rates are well below national averages, especially violent crime. This is a town where people leave trucks unlocked, not because they're reckless, but because everyone knows everyone. Now let's search the real story. Ely used to be a mining town. When mining declined, tourism and outdoor recreation replaced it, but not in a flashy way. No mega resorts, no corporate overdevelopment. Strict environmental protections prevent overbuilding. Demand stays capped. Weird thing? There are more canoe routes than paved streets. Moose sightings are common. Wolves are real, and winter temperatures regularly drop below zero like it's routine. A local once said, "You don't move to Ely by accident, you come here on purpose." Exactly. You're paying less in rent than someone in a city arguing over parking, and you've got literal wilderness as your backyard. Winter here is not a personality trait, it's a lifestyle. Snow doesn't fall, it commits. -20 degrees mornings happen. Your car battery built for it. Snowplows are efficient. People know what they're doing. It's competence in flannel form. Now picture this. You step outside, pine trees dusted in snow, absolute silence except the wind brushing frozen lake water. Summer rolls in, long daylight hours, canoe paddles slicing through still water, loons calling in the distance. It feels remote. It is remote, but your rent is stable. Your social security isn't taxed by the state. Your biggest expense isn't housing. It's maybe a heavier winter coat. That's the take. Ely isn't cheap because it's broken. It's affordable because it's protected. Limited development, geographic isolation, environmental law acting like an invisible price ceiling. It requires resilience. It rewards peace. Like the video if you secretly want to disappear into the woods and not tell anyone your new address. Subscribe, not because I care, but because knowing places like this before everyone else is basically financial survival. #1 on a retirement list is a town where your neighbors might literally be moose. That's not a downgrade, that's leverage.